What's up, I'm the Cartoon-theorist YT. All the Ben 10 special trailers dropped and there's a whole lot to review, break down, and explain. But in this video I focus on the Alien X extinction part of it. So let's jump right into it. So the synopsis for the Ben 10 Alien Extinction special says, in the final installment, Alien Extinction, the Tennessees are attacked by a villainous, dimension-hopping Alien X. With help from a parallel universe version of Max, they bring multiple Bens and Glens together to form an alien hero army and combat this threat. The title is a combination of Alien X's name and the word extinction. So perhaps this Alien X is trying to kill every person with an Omnitrix. Remember my theory on the Ben 10 multiverse? Well, this'll be how we're introduced to it. The trailers show Alien X go through a purple portal, which is the same portal we have seen Ben 10,000 use. We can assume this is when he first shows up. This Alien X has 9 Omnitrixes, and wonders if this guy is some Omnitrix salesman, an obvious reference to Eon. Alien X calls Grandpa Max an old man and throws him aside, then transforms into Cannonbolt, which is the 9th alien seen in the classic Ben 10's intro. It's a small detail, but one that's important. When Cannonbolt tries to attack this Alien X, the Alien X grabs Cannonbolt and proceeds to launch him into the rust bucket, then inevitably gets up, only to be slammed into the dirt. Alien X turns his hand into a blade about to kill Ben, but Grandpa Max interrupts. I gotta point out how Alien X is huge. Like in the original series, Alien Force, Alien X wasn't that big. In fact, he, when showing you this shot, is like about maybe 2 feet taller than Kevin. Now I know the art style makes the characters in Ben 10 Reboot look short, but that's actually far from the case. So the fact he's this big must mean that the person piloting Alien X is an adult, or that this Alien X is just taller. Who knows? After Grandpa Max slams Alien X with a wooden board, Alien X says, quote, "You always try to interrupt. It's also very tiring, Max. Oh, if only you knew you never succeed." This Alien X could be hinting at a possible Grandpa Max death. Grandpa Max's death had been something previously spoken about in the Ben 10,000 special, where Ben connects Grandpa Max's death to himself. Perhaps this is a Ben who took the form of Alien X after he had failed to save Grandpa Max. This could be a timeline where he didn't get his younger self, where he didn't stop the war, where he failed to be himself. Something very important about this person in the form of Alien X is that they have complete control over him. If you've seen every Ben 10 series, you would know Alien X isn't piloted by just one person, but in fact 3 people. And on the rare occasion he is just piloted by one person, that's because they all agree on it. Serena, a play on words with serenity, means calm, as she is the voice of love and compassion. Bellicus, a play on words of bellicose, willing to show aggression, as he is the voice of rage and aggression. And of course, Ben, the voice of reason. So, the question here is, how did this guy gain full control of Alien X? I think it's pretty obvious this is a Ben from another dimension. In my Forever Night is an alternate Ben video, I mentioned the episode in the classic series where Gwen got the Omnitrix and later on Grandpa Max. I'm thinking that that version of Grandpa Max was in a battle with someone, perhaps Vilgax, and died. Grandpa Max, while still being very strong, is still an old man and definitely not strong enough to go against classic Vilgax. I think that Ben had warned Grandpa Max about this and begged him to give Ben the watch, but Max refused. We know this has to be someone of the Tennyson family due to the fact the Omnitrix's colors are green. It can't be Grandpa Max and not Gwen for obvious reasons. If Kevin had these Omnitrixes, they would glow red, which is not the case. If Eon had the Omnitrix, it would glow purple. So the only person who could have it is a Ben. In addition, they don't say this is a celestial sapien. The alien race's name on Alien X's planet, space, something like that. You could argue that to new viewers they wouldn't know what a celestial sapien is. But at the same time, you could argue that then why even add Alien X to the title because new viewers would also not know about who Alien X is. Therefore, this has to be a Ben. Now the question on everyone's minds is, why is this Alien X stealing Omnitrixes? That's a total blank for me. But you're a Cartoon-theorist. Aren't you supposed to know these things? I mean, it's literally in your name. Yes, but I don't see any connections. We know Alien X reaches his goal because we see Wrath and him fighting, and we see the 10th Omnitrix. By the way, there's a mistake in this shot. Wrath's left back stripe isn't colored in. But going back to the whole multiverse thing, we see the Ben from Alien Force activate the Omnitrix preparing to turn into Big Chill. We see him later along with the other Omnitrix superheroes. Surprisingly, we have Gwen 10 from an alternate timeline in the classic series here. I like the art style for the reboot, I really do, but these designs of Ben's and Gwen's are, let's be honest here, and I'm not a hater of the show, so when I say this, I say it from deep within my heart, and it hurts me to say this. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. The art style works for the reboot because that's the art style it needs. Also, the Omnitrix is backwards, which, in all honesty, could just be a mistake in this scene. Still, copying and pasting the same face for all three of these older Bens was a poor choice. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But anyways, when you see this scene, at first glance, it seems like they are transforming past the lights. But if you pause at the right moment, you'll notice everyone except the Ben with the Ultimatrix isn't touching their Omnitrixes. I think they are synchronizing their powers to have complete control over Alien X. We see in the teaser that Omniverse Ben says, quote, "Synchronize our powers." Interesting how Ben isn't in this group even though we see him in the previous shot. Maybe they aren't combining into one, but instead are channeling their powers to put inside Ben's watch so he can have complete power over Alien X. I bet you're asking why to give it to this Ben. If you're looking extremely close at every shot, then at some point loses his Omnitrix. There's a shot where they are all together about to fight Alien X. Thanks to the teaser, we get a wider view. This arm next to Grandpa Max with the robot arm looks like Chromostone from Alien Force. The list of aliens in this fight includes Amphibian from Ultimate Alien, Blocks from Omniverse, Ripjaws from the classic series, and possibly Chromostone. It's weird how Gwen isn't here. I mean, the Gwen 10 version isn't here. I'm going to jump to conclusions here and say she's actually a traitor or something. It kind of makes sense because she isn't a Ben. Probably not going to happen, but still, if it does, I take all the credit. These Ben 10 specials are all hinting who the next bad guy in Ben 10 will be. Vilgax might be out of the picture, which I explain more in my Kevin has Omnikits video. The first special has time travel with future Ben. The second special has Rex from another universe, I want to say, but you know, the special just came out and it's very confusing, but I think you get my point. The third special has Ben's, a Gwen, and a Grandpa Max from other dimensions. I think the next big bad is Maltruant. Wouldn't it be cool if Ben unlocked a bunch of new aliens while trying to save the universe? I could see a Ben 10 special or movie where Ben meets Maltruant. They fight, Maltruant zaps his Omnitrix, and all of a sudden his watch is glitching and keeps giving him the wrong alien, but a new one every time. To wrap up this video, what are my thoughts on how this special could be? From what I've seen, it looks really cool. It could open the door for more Omnikix wielders. Well, that's the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Be sure to tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Please be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see my videos as soon as they come out. And with that said, stay tuned.